Have you ever wondered, how can I take some work off my plate? Have you ever had situations where literally there's so much work you're having to do, but it's really not where your time is best spent, but you feel like, this is just my only option is just to do it. I used to go through situations like that myself, whereby I thought I was the only one in my business who could do some specific tasks. But the great thing is this: there are works that you absolutely hate doing, but someone else absolutely loves doing it. And all they simply need you to do is this: raise your hand up and say, I need help. And if you can raise your hand up and maybe show them a little bit more money so they can take that burden off your plate, you'll be in a situation where literally you have a lot more peace of mind. You have clarity to be able to think of how you can solve even bigger problems for your client. So in this video, I go through a case study with Jay. Now in this, I'm literally, as a business owner, I'm helping him to walk through that whole process of thinking. Firstly, if you're going to outsource some work, what is the headline that's appropriate? What is the kind of description that's appropriate? Who should you be targeting depending on the type of work that you want to outsource? But also things such as, what's the caliber of candidate that will be ideal? The whole idea is this: that if you were to do the work all by yourself, what would it take for someone to replace you in the whole process? Can you at least maybe allow someone who can do 80% of the work accurately, and then maybe the 20% you can fill in the gap by coaching them and finalizing some pieces? Because if you can find a way of outsourcing that piece of work, you'll be in a position to really drive home a lot of value for your own business clients, for your own self, so you can have a bit more rest. So in this video, that's what I'm going to unpack, literally walking Jay the whole process from start to finish of outsourcing a specific piece of job that he finds it's just administrative, it's repetitive, it's not something that his time is best spent, but he can actually put some money up front and write the description together on a live call, and then be able to post the job on an online platform that is just awesome for outsourcing work. So if you're ready, let's jump into that video. Firstly, before we get started, I'd love to know, what is it that you do so that we can really fast track and know exactly how we're going to get this job done today?
Okay, so first of all, thanks for giving me some time. And so I run an organization called Outsourcing Management and Consulting. We're essentially a consulting firm that focuses on providing surveying services, whether that be quantity surveying, project management, building surveying, construction management, so on and so forth. And we're looking at how we can start to outsource some of the administrative side of the business and some of the solutions that we provide to our clients, just to allow us to grow and also expedite our services.
Great, excellent. So I had a chat with Jay today, and I recognized that what the solution he really needed is just to be able to package a lot of the tasks that does not require his expertise, right? And see how we can actually outsource that piece. And from my understanding from our conversation earlier, the idea is there's probably about 80% or so of the work that he kind of did recently for a client that, had he known about such a platform as this, he could have actually maybe written a good brief and outsourced it and found people from all over the world who can actually put their hand up and say, I can help you with this. This is this kind of stuff I love. Because one of the great things about outsourcing is the things that you hate doing, someone else absolutely loves doing them, right? And that's how together we can have a whole bunch of people who are excellent at what they do, partnering together for a project, and the outcome for the client becomes something that's 5-star excellent work, simply because you are pulling at your strength and they are pulling at their strength, and together you solve the entire problem. So what we're going to look at in this video is, how do we begin to capture from start to finish, what is it that Jay would like to actually put out on Upwork and invite people from wherever. And I'm going to walk through those steps, and we're going to do it together, where we actually put a live real deal project online today, And so our first step is obviously to visit Upwork. And at this point, it's established that he hasn't got an actual active account on Upwork. So we need to create one from scratch. So if you just go right ahead, Jay, and sign up.
All right.
Okay, so obviously they're given the option. They either you sign up as a freelancer, or you sign up as a client, and as a client, obviously makes sense for Jay's situation.
Yeah, although it's not allowing me to. It's weird.
Do you have another browser? What browser are you using right now?
I'm using Safari at the moment.
Okay. Do you want to try Chrome in case? Have you got Chrome by any chance?
I don't think I actually installed it. I know I've got Edge. Oh no, apparently I do have Chrome.
I suppose Chrome is things like 60% of the entire globe uses Chrome, and for good reason. It is fast, it's efficient. Safari dot popular is not incredibly what a lot of people put support for as much as they put for Chrome in terms of the browser market share. Did it open up on Chrome?
It's just bouncing up at the moment.
Okay. So I think you probably have to share that piece of your screen because there's only this specific browser that we're seeing for Safari.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see it? Are you still seeing Safari?
No, I could see. I think that's Chrome. It says Chrome, what's new? Turn on your ad privacy.
Yeah. This is the first time I'm using this browser.
Okay. No problem.
Okay, sorry.
You could just put turn on, or no thanks, whichever. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just move because I've got 2 screens and it's this particular box.
Okay.
Put yourself in a position where it's out of my line of sight. Right, there we go. Okay, so we're going back to Upwork.
Yep.
There we go. That's much better.
That's it. So it looks like it's just a basic sign up, first name, last name, and work email address. And as hiring as a setting this up as an employer or someone hiring is a lot more fast, a lot more efficient than actually setting up as a freelancer, whereby not everyone do they accept their application because Upwork has, to my knowledge, at the last time of checking, almost about $4 billion transacted per year. That is a lot of people coming on the one platform and literally using each other's services and getting paid for it remotely. So it's obviously the number one platform. That's the reason why we want to focus on it in this case study, just as a way of just let the different people who are experts in their own right jump in and go ahead and respond to our project.
Okay. And I'm looking at it thinking, is that it? Is that going to be?
Yeah,
that's it. That was really quick.
yeah. Look, your account, because what it is, they want to take your money.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible. Whereas there's too many people who are service providers, but they'd rather have a whole surplus of people who are going to pay money on this platform. So that's why they gladly welcome you with open arms.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not sure. Do you need to expand the height of your browser a little bit more, just so we can see a bit more, or it just seems a bit short to me at this present point?
Let me just. That better?
Yep. Okay. Great. Okay.
So I've got a large monitor, so I don't want to make sure.
No. This is great. This is perfect. So it is so with the first job post, the idea is, I would say let's do it without AI. Okay, I think when you kind of get used to something, how to write something well, then AI can probably support that a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is worth doing, this verification, because again, if someone's seriously wants to work with you, they do want to know that you're not some dodgy person. Unfortunately, there are scams on Upwork where people sign up and then they start inviting you to a job, right? That you've not even invite you to a job, they hire you for a job that you've never bidded to. And obviously, the whole view is they want to see how they can scam you.
Scammers everywhere.
I nearly got scammed, unfortunately, and then I've started to think, what's going on? So because of that, it made me a whole lot wiser. And again, because I've gone on Upwork in two different platforms as an employer, but also as a freelancer. That's why I understand the two perspectives. So anyway, let's go with this. It says, let's start with a strong title. The whole idea is this: think of something that, if you were reading it as someone who wants to do the job or someone who's qualified to do the job, it would make sense to them, right? It would be appealing to them to say, I want to click on that job post. So what is the task that you would like them to be able to do? Let's have an understanding of that.
Okay, so I'm thinking one of the things one of the most common things that we do is something called a schedule of condition.
Okay.
So it's a site visit where we would look at the condition of a property, we'd collect information, collect photographs, and then that would trigger an event where we now need to produce a report which now encapsulates the information. So at the moment we're using a platform to capture the information on site, but it would be ideal perhaps to have somebody now take that information and produce a report that, you know, is professional in its appearance, that fleshes out the details a little bit more, capturing the right construction terminology. That would be ideal. So a title for that now. Let me think. Well, it's administrative. So, did you say it needs to be catchy?
No. Okay. The reason I want you to just
explain, really.
Think out, explain is that it's not about being catchy, it's about being clear, right? And the clearer you are, the more likely someone will look at the title and say, that's of interest to me. I want to look at that job spec a little bit more. Because what it is, you want to attract the right person, but you also don't want to attract the wrong person. You don't want to have 50 bids and all those 50 bids are absolute waste of your time to look through. Because they thought, oh, you're talking about how do you type on Microsoft Word and become this, because you said administrative role, and they're thinking, yeah, I'm a great administrator, but I have zero clue about what you're talking about. So they will apply because they just think, if I quickly apply, then you can at least look at my profile and we can have a conversation, when they're the wrong kind of person you're looking for. Whereas you need to, like, for example, I might type in, say, from the conversation we had earlier about Shopify expert. Okay. If you're a Shopify beginner, you're not an expert. So that means if I'm talking about a Shopify expert who understands, let's say, API, let's just pretend that was the title I'm looking for, right? Someone who understands those jargon, it will make sense to them. But someone who does not understand it, they'll be like, I'm not wasting time because it's cost me credit to apply for a job.
Of course.
Right? To the freelancer, it will cost them money to apply for your job. But some people will think, oh, I thought I met the criteria just by looking at the title, when it's not for you. Please go ahead and look for another job so we don't waste time. Because what it is, your time is precious, Bernard. Jay, you don't want to spend, you don't have to have 50 interviews. You don't want that.
Yeah, right? Definitely not.
Nor do you want to have to keep flicking through who's the right person. You want a sense of the best people for the best position. They show up as quickly as possible.
Right. Okay.
And that's why I'm saying the clearer you are with your title, right, the easier it is. It could be, for example, it may not have to require someone to have the quantity surveying expertise to do the job well.
Yeah, that's right. No,
right? It may not require. It may be that you just need them to be intelligent thinker or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So
yeah. So, I mean, I suppose the first thing is that they need to be able to structure a report in a
Okay.
professional manner.
Okay, so that's part of this person specification. Yeah, you're breaking down. They'll give you a chance to expand on the type of task you're looking for,
Yeah,
right? And what I like to do is sometimes if I have to number my tasks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here are the 5 components that I need to be done by this specific project. So
yeah,
that way, if someone has a look at this 5, they could say, "That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I can do that," or "Ooh, I can do 1 out of a 5. I'm not the right criteria for this." So
right.
as quickly as possible, we want to get to a point where we hire the right person. That's the whole game plan of this.
So, what if we said maybe I'm thinking like schedule of condition report writer?
Okay,
It's,
we can.
it's, yeah,
Absolutely, we can start with that, right? Because what the great thing is, even if you start with that, you might think maybe I can improve the title. You can actually jump back into
yeah.
job post and edit it later on, even if it's gone live.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's start with that. That's a great one to start with. Exactly. So that sounds great. It might be someone. This is what they live and breathe for other companies, right? But now they want to do it from home, or even a mum who has had a child and is a stay-at-home mum. But this is what they live and breathe, and this is a great opportunity for them. Hey, they will happily be hired by you to really help you with their experience and expertise.
I noticed as well as I started typing, it
Mm,
started coming up with things that would match. So that made me think. It kind of triggers you because it made me think, oh, maybe I had work professionally in, and
right.
it still said creative writing. But hey, okay, all right.
Mhm.
So okay, so then I can go to next from that, right?
That's it. The skills. What are those skills that will be good for them to have in order to do well in this role? Because those skills are what people are tagged with.
Yeah,
So, for example, if I'm a freelancer, I might tag myself with ability to do A, B, C, D, E. So I'm not going to put, for example, let's pretend German as a language when I don't speak German, but I'll put English. So if you selected English, you might want to have someone who's very good at writing English as well, because you need it to be done accurately with good English, blah, blah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah. So they want you to select these 3 to 5 skills because it will then attract those people on their profile that has those kinds of tags. With people get to supply what tags they want to be associated with, because that's what they want to be. You know me as someone who's an expert in this A, B, C, D, E.
okay. Uh, I've opened up a can of worms now.
But no, that's good. But it shows you how granular you can really fine tune what you're doing.
Yeah. So academic writing, English, detail analysis. Let's see what it comes up with if I type construction. Okay.
Is it related to real estate? Would you say that? Or property? I don't know.
Okay. Maybe I did something you didn't like. Let me try construction again. Okay.
What didn't it like? What did you put in? Is it the spelling?
I don't know. I just typed it. I guess I selected the previous whatever was typed in the previously, and then I just selected it and started typing something else, and
Okay.
it just didn't come up with the drop down.
Oh, I see.
But as I've cleared it away with the backspace and I've written the next one, and it's picked it up. So
Brilliant.
so let's see. And I don't necessarily want to say construction in general.
Okay. How about this? Your role, is it surveying or quantity surveying? What is it that?
Quantity surveying, building surveying.
Okay.
In this instance, a building surveyor would probably be someone with building surveying experience would probably be better versed at picking up the details.
Okay, then I would say put
engineering.
that as a skill.
Yeah.
Right. just type in building survey or surveying or something like that, because that will be helpful. Although what it does is just searching to see is there anyone else that
Yeah.
has that, and it might be that there's no one else who's coming on, pardon me, that category. Why don't you type in surveying just by itself? No,
Okay.
no, 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 no. That building survey could still be fine. You can add more skills, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But just type in surveying. Let's just see what comes up when you put surveying.
That's
Quantity
fine.
surveying. You
Okay.
see, that is a skill someone else has put down previously.
Yeah.
But what it will do is, if someone has quantity surveying as one of their skill set, is, remember, it's as if you're replacing you.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if you've got that kind of skill, yeah, yeah, exactly. If you've got that kind of skill,
Yeah.
then that's helpful. So add more. I'd say certainly to add, quantity surveying. If there's any other thing that you think is going to be relevant in your present capacity, that will be helpful.
Yeah. Okay.
See, that's obviously the essence of what we're doing, is just we're trying to replicate what you would typically be doing
Yeah.
by getting someone else who's just as capable, if not even more capable, to jump on board and use their expertise to help us to get to the finish line.
Yeah. So that was a good one because it had engineering and architecture combined.
Okay.
Which just suits, because really a building surveyor, an engineer, an architect, quantity surveyor, any of them should be able to pick up the necessary details to be able to expand this report.
Great. Excellent. What about their writing skills?
So I had something. I had academic writing.
Okay.
Because it's a bit more academic than creative.
Okay. So it doesn't require any research or anything like that?
For this, it shouldn't really, because what we've done is we've captured the information on site.
Okay.
And then we're just now requiring someone to go through the information that's been captured.
Yes.
But we might write things in shorthand, or not as fleshed out as the final report would be. So it's having someone with the knowledge to look at the information that's been provided and the photos that have been provided, and be able to expand that into a fully fleshed out condition report that we can then sign off.
Excellent. Great. Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's
sufficient amount of skills you put there. If you think of new ones, we can actually edit the job later on and add more to it. Okay. So this is now estimating the scope of the work. Typically, if it's something that's a bit straightforward, the tasks are quick, focus, can be done in a matter of maybe days. Small, right?
Yeah.
Medium obviously requires a little bit more time. So you can judge that based on how you should be able to turn it around. If it was you doing it, then that means the person should not be taking 1 month to do something you can do in a day.
Yeah. I mean, if I went and did a site survey and came back and my desk was empty for that day, I could turn that report around within a few hours.
Excellent. Yeah. Again, depending on what criteria you choose, whether it's an entry level, intermediate, expert. Yes, there's different people who attract, but also experts also does mean typically they'll charge a little bit more.
Yeah.
Sometimes certain jobs require, I need an expert. I don't want someone who's going to have a go.
Yeah.
I don't need someone having a go right now. I need someone who knows what they're doing. They will have little input from me, but they get it because this is what they live and breathe for the past however long. So that's why, depending on the job, you might be like, I don't mind an intermediate person because I can train them up, add a little bit of this, and put them to a place where if they start working with me over a period of time, they upskill themselves, and I'm attracting someone who's excellent because I've trained them up, but I don't have to charge. They don't have to charge consultancy fees that are huge because they can do it at an intermediate level.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I think for this particular type of project, intermediate probably more suitable. I don't want someone entry level. I don't want to hold their hand doing it.
Yeah.
But, someone who can pretty much get on with it, and they don't need to have expert level construction knowledge. They don't. It's unlike the job we spoke about earlier,
Yeah.
with very litigious element to it.
Yeah.
If it was something like that, I'd want an expert, not someone who can pick out contract law, consumer law, and any laws and regulations which impact the situation. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay.
Cool. Okay. At this point, no, you're not trying to hire someone to full-time position, so that's cool. Then the location. Now, this is also something to look at.
Okay.
Because you can. I generally stick to worldwide, right? Simply because, okay, if it's sometimes you want someone who speaks English, the kind of UK English, or maybe it's going to require some verbal related stuff, then you can limit it and say UK only, right? But for the most part, I'll put worldwide, because even then you can have someone who speaks very well in English, but they just so happen to be living in another country in Bangkok or something like that, because they prefer living in Bangkok, but they speak great English because they were from England. So worldwide just opens up a little bit more. But for this project, I'd say worldwide. Let's click into that, and then you can start to drill down which specific countries you want to attract from. Now, again, remember, there are different projects attracts different needs. Okay, so as give an example, because I sometimes hire people for development and coding work.
Right.
I can hire people and say, okay, I want Asia, because one, I have a great track record working with people from that Asian continent, and the cost of whatever the dollar amount or whichever that they have really stretches a lot for them.
Yeah.
Right? So for us, we have a different cost of living here, but for them, it is an absolute blessing to receive, say, $500 or $300 versus someone who in UK the same amount means nothing, right? So that's why I would say maybe continent will make sense than country.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you look at the regions there, you can open it up. You may not even have to be that specific as to where, but you typically want someone who would understand. So based on what you know, what do you think is probably a suitable thing to drill down to, right? That kind of can meet that criteria.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, Europe and Americas is an easy one. The rest, I'll assume Asia, but I don't know, to be fair. Like I said, the RCS and CIOB are international, so they're in Oceania, they're in Asia. I don't know if they're in Africa, they probably are somewhere, but I don't know for sure.
Well, the great thing is you can always come back and edit this if you feel like the quality or the numbers you're looking for in terms of people are not coming through. You can adjust these elements. Okay, so that's the great thing about that. All right. But like I said, dependent on the job, because from job to job or project to project, you might need to say, okay, you know what, I only want people from Europe, right? Because maybe there's certain laws, certain research, and blah 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 that's more pertaining to that area, that it makes sense to only hire within that area, and vice versa. You could open it up to the entire world if it's not that kind of situation. Yeah.
Okay. You know, there was one thing that came to mind that I could have chucked in the skills section.
You can go back, press back, go for it, go back. Keep going back until you get to the skills section.
Okay, so let's see if it's got this.
By the way, even though people, okay, you might have specified from those 3 countries or 3 continents, there's nothing stopping someone else to say that, hey, I'm from this region that you never specified, but I think I'm qualified to do what you're asking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I apply for opportunities that are not, that they might say is only for America only. I'm like, what do you mean? I work with so many American clients anyway that it's not a big deal for me to jump on a phone on Zoom and within your time zone, have a great conversation and deliver a stellar service. So because I already do that, I know that if I see that, that's not an objection for me. It's like it's just the person may not know that you can get great talents beyond America because maybe they've never hired beyond America before in their life. Yeah. Okay. At this point, here's what I like to do rather than hourly rates. So it's good to understand the rationale behind it. Hourly rates sometimes for me is great if it's only, this should be a 2-hour job. I don't want someone spending 10 hours on it. I don't want someone spending 24 hours on it. It's a 2-hour job. Therefore, I might set an hourly rate of whatever I think is fair. Then they could come back to me and say, okay, here's the hourly rate that I feel is fairer. Or you are bang on point, Emmanuel, no problem. Great. Okay. But for the most of my project, I give a fixed price. Why? Because one, I want you to look, if you want to take 1 hour to do a 10-hour job, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm happy. But I don't want my budget to keep fluctuating. That 1 minute is $100, 1 minute is $10,000. It's like, no, I need fixed costs so that I can know how much budget, I'm a business owner, how much budget I've got for this project, how much that you're happy with, right? But we'll agree a fair time that this should be wrapped up by.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's something we see in construction all the time. When people are put on, what we call day rates, they will, there's no incentive really for them to expedite that. Something that could be done in a week, 2 weeks later is still there. Whereas I find when you put someone on a fixed price, and sometimes even dangle the carrot of a bonus if it's done in a timely fashion.
Yes.
Then you tend to get the result you're looking for in the time frame.
You got it. That's exactly the mindset that I like to put up front to people I work with. That sometimes I need that project done extremely quick, and I do the same thing. And I said, listen, although I said this set price and we've agreed this, but if you can do it within 2 hours, there's an extra $50 for you, or whatever it might be. That would really be like, wow, that's awesome. And then you see them do whatever to make sure it happens, and everybody's happy. The client is happy, I'm happy, the contractor's happy. So go ahead and put a fixed price that you think. It does not mean that that's, as I said, it means that that's what they're going to say and agree to. They might say great, but again, you don't want to put way too high and then you don't have wiggle room to go backwards. Start your negotiations a little bit lower, right? But fair, and then okay, let's work our way up. Rather than you say 10 million is my budget, and then everyone will bid 10 million.
Okay, cool. All right, so no, 10 million is the week. This is set in dollars, right?
This is in dollars, yes. That's the language Upwork speaks, dollars.
Okay, right. So let's call it $30 for now. See where we get with that. Okay. Right.
So, by the way, you said $30. How long would you think a job like that, work like that, could take?
I wouldn't expect it for someone that's got knowledge. I wouldn't want to take more than 2 hours on.
Okay, great. So you might find that they might be okay with $30, or they might say $60.
Okay.
Or might say $50, whatever it is. But put it out there, get a feedback, and then you can even adjust the post while it's live. Yeah. Great. Okay. So now I'm going to leave you to outline. Pardon me. What you feel is the best way you can describe this job and the tasks you need to do. Again, be as clear as possible. Okay. At this point, my kids are making some noise, so I'm going to ask them to keep the noise level down. So carry on. So bear with me. I'm coming back.
All right. No worries. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So it may be beneficial for the writers to have some cursory knowledge of the Party War Act 1996. Great. So the great thing about this, it would disqualify a number of people. All right. I'm number one. I have no clue this, so I'm not going to apply to this. Yeah. But it'll also open opportunity to so many other people who actually say, yep, I get it. I just did one like that last week. Yeah. I can do another one for you, and we can make this a regular thing if you wish. I'll take that burden off your shoulders. So let's go. This is brilliant. Next, review the job post. So don't post the job yet. We want to just kind of review it. Yeah.
We're gonna hit the X, yeah.
Yep. So again, see, that's it. You can see that there's no charges until you hire, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So as you look through it, there's a few things I'm going to ask you to do because as default, there are certain things they'll put as default, which you shouldn't have it as default. So let's go further down. So the first thing is creative writing. Is that the right category you consider that as?
Nah, that's why
Okay.
I was hoping for it to change. I would have said it's
Okay. All right. So you can maybe change that to something a bit more appropriate.
maybe technical writing. Let's have a look. Let's see what all the options are.
Mm-hmm.
Proofreading, copy editing, sales, copywriting, marketing, grant, business, legal, technical, technical, creative. It's not about writing, tutoring. What's that? Article? No. Article. Yeah. Yeah. I think technical is probably the better one to go.
Yeah. I mean, it tries its best just because the algorithm will try and match it to the best people who can kind of show it up on their own feeds that, hey, this new job has come up based on your skill set. So, okay. So the other thing to look out for once you go a bit further down. So you can see there's got the skills you're looking for. We looked at that, the scope, the location preferences, okay, the budget as well. As I said, the great thing about the budget is that you do not have to know exactly what the accurate budget must be, but the people who've done it before will tell you what's fair and what's not fair. If you've got 50 people saying I'm okay at £30, you've done it well, right? But if you've got no one going for 30 and everyone's saying to you 3 times the amount, then it tells you that you're underestimating the scale of the work involved. And these people who can do it are telling you it's more right for you to say $60 or $50 than $30, which is a slap in the face to them, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably happily pay $50 for this.
That's fine, and you're starting out low, which is great. Like I said, it's easier to start low, build up, then start high, and then go down. No one likes the feeling of going, why are you giving me less than I'm worth?
Yeah.
Right? For this job. So you see where it says screening questions. Sometimes, again, I use that as a way to disqualify people, right? Based on what I say, right? It could be show me one evidence of XYZ, because I don't want to deal. I know it's going to be a popular job. I don't want to deal with 50 people saying yes, 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 without even reading anything about Party War 1996. See? So it could be you might want to say, do you have experience? That's if that's not a deal breaker for you, yeah, don't include that. If it's a deal breaker for you that this person needs to have XY experience, right? Then state that. So it stops you from having people who, as part of answering this bid, they must give you a response. And if their response is no, I have no ability for this, well, you're like, well, I really need that kind of ability to do a good job. So you don't qualify.
Okay.
If it's not required, you don't need to put it, but it will just help you to just fine tune the kind of people who would then say, yes, I understand.
I'm gonna tick that one for starters. We'll like that.
Yeah, you could do that. So what if someone had a good, bid, right? But they're not experienced in identifying defects, constructing components. Would that disqualify them in your opinion?
Would it disqualify them? I suppose if I was being a bit harsh, then yes. It's not necessarily mandatory. The person who does the initial site visit will identify the defects, but it would be ideal if the person that's writing the report can pick up on those details and has a level of knowledge to be able to now expand on it. It would be ideal. So, yeah, I think it's probably better that they have some experience than no experience.
That's fine. It's absolutely fine. Like I said to you, the reason I asked you that question is that we are not trying to put too much barriers and then only have one person applying.
Yeah.
We're trying to kind of keep it fairly open, but still relevant, that you need to understand this to do a good job. So please don't apply if you don't even understand A, B, C, D, E. Yeah. So that's good. That's all I was trying to extract from you, that, okay, let's make sure that it's still relevant. So great. That's fine. We don't need to add more questions to it. Okay. Now, advanced preferences, click on that, please. We expand this. And now there's a few things I'll say. Look at this where it says English level. Do you need them to have good spoken English to you? Because if this opportunity may not require them to speak to you, then any level could be okay as long as they can write well. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can. So because it's saying is that their English level, their spoken English level might not be high, but their ability to write English. That's what I'm thinking. Is it not two? Is it not one and the same?
Not really. Give you an example. I've got some contractors who work for me. Their spoken English is not as great as their written English.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there's different challenges, different parts of the world, different ways. But sometimes I don't need them to be excellent writers, but I just need them to just communicate to me well enough that we can understand each other. Right? And so that's why I'm going to put any level. That's okay for me, right? I'm not going to disqualify you based on whether you are fluent.
Yeah.
I need you to be fluent. I just need you to, let's communicate at least. But if it's a written related stuff, maybe you might have to jump on a phone call or Zoom call with that person.
Yeah.
And therefore, it would make sense for them to be conversational or better.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just you understanding that and then saying, okay, all right, that helps me know how to fine tune the English level of the person I'm looking for.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because remember, the great thing is if you find a good hire, a good person you hire, a good couple of people you hire, you might end up regularly giving them work, because at the end of the day, you need to take this off your plate. Right? If you take it off your plate, everyone wins. If you bring it on your plate, not a lot of people win. Right? So again, the other things, hire date means that means you're ready to hire within 1 to 3 days. Yes, is that true? Yeah.
So this is I've got I've got a report that that needs to be written up really early part of next week. So
fantastic. You could probably hire this weekend and get them started even this weekend. Let's go. Hours per week, less than 30 hours per week is certainly more appropriate. Yeah. Now the talent type, this is where you get to specify independent, because 9 times out of 10, an agency will quite likely have some overheads. Right. And therefore their costs will be like, you've got a $30 project and they want to charge $300 for it because that's part of their overheads. We don't want that. Independent person will happily work with you at your stated budget. Okay, let's go. We can now post this job. That's it. You just check through anything you might want to add, edit, whichever. If you're happy with it, then we can of course go ahead and publish. Technical writing. Okay. Yeah, it's good. Save. Oh, you didn't save that. Okay. Save, yeah? Did you save it? I didn't see it saved.
Oh, no. What about it? I couldn't see. Okay, right. I see it now. Right. Let's give it that minute. Technical. Not coming up for me now.
Oh, you put technical with that. with the N, without the N.
There we go.
That's the one.
Right.
Just save. Fantastic. And then let's go ahead and publish. Post this job. Okay, now it's gone live. You can actually begin to maybe select some people that this okay, let's look at that. Verify identity, build trust, and connect with freelancers. So yes, you can post the job without actually verifying it, but it's better for you, right, that you actually are a real deal person. And that's what this says, that you are confirmed a real deal person. And it feels, someone who's legitimate will feel like, I'm more happy to work with you knowing that you are invested in Upwork, not someone who scams me and runs off.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know, you can do the verification now. You can add the billing method.
Is this part of this, what I'm looking at now, billing method, is that part of it, or is it?
This is a one-off because you're brand new account.
Yeah.
Once you've done it, you don't need to do it, but you could skip for now. Okay, you can do it after, away from us having this conversation recording. Okay, but it's necessary to create as much trust up front that you are a legitimate person to people. If you create that trust, you attract people who are more serious and say, I want to go ahead. But when people see you're brand new, you're not verified, you posted a job, nah, I skip that.
Yeah.
Right? Where actually that could be exactly the person you're looking for. They say, no, I skip that because you don't look serious. Right? So here you can invite people that, based on all the specific things that you've mentioned, that you might say, you know what, I want to invite you to my job, to have a look at my job, based on the fact that I've seen your ability or your competencies, yeah, and your skill set barely matches what I'm looking for. Okay. Right. But obviously you can't invite Jeremy F. He's way out of your league. He's charging $40 per hour.
Yeah.
Right. And so he would reject it.
Yeah.
You send that to him, he'll reject it. All right. So sometimes I open it up where I don't invite anyone and I still get a good amount of people. Right. Yeah. But sometimes, because I need it urgently, right, I want to get more eyeballs looking at my post. So I will spend a few minutes looking through, and then I'm going to invite that person to that job. Now look through again, invite that person, look through again, invite that person. So can you try and invite at least 1 or 2 people for me based on what you've seen so far? They don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
But they can also reject or accept the invitation. They've got the obligation to do that, right? But the idea is I want you to get used to knowing that you can get people actively looking at your job post immediately after posting it. But remember, make sure you verify. Or the verification process is just saying, you got a payment card? Great. You don't, as I said, you don't need to do it right now. I'm just saying, invite at least 1 or 2 people, do the verification process, and then jump back in and start inviting even more people.
Okay. Is it
this person may not be great. This person might, because he's a copywriter, content writer, blogger, graphic designer. She doesn't see me as a great person to invite.
It was the other things as I was going along that I thought,
okay. No. If that's what you've seen, relevant skills, go ahead. Invite that person. It might be that they've got that skill set. It's just that they're not marketing themselves very well, by placing the right titles that would attract you as an employer. But go ahead and invite them. What's the worst that can happen? They say, sorry, I don't have the skill set, so I'm gonna have to decline. Or so I'm gonna go ahead and apply for it. I think that I can meet the specification. That's it. Yeah. Just an invite. You don't need to customize it much more. Just send an invite. And then again, as I said, the more eyeballs you get, the quicker you can fill the position. Right? Yeah. And some people, you may have to invite them and then jump on a quick Zoom call just to check, do you understand really what I'm asking for? And they'll be like, yeah, I do. Let me show you a live demonstration of what I've done before. And then you could just make an agreement and start straight away.
Okay.
But I would say, before inviting a whole heap of people, give them more proof that you are not here to run off by not verifying yourself. By you verifying yourself is a simple process, one-time process, done.
So, but I can come back to this.
You could come back to this and start inviting people all over again. So I can pause the recording, pause the screen recording, just so that you can kind of complete your profile as best as possible. It's just some very quick steps. But verify your payment method. It's not going to take any money out from you unless you've agreed a contract with someone. Then it knows that you're actually ready to hire. That's all it's saying. You're actually ready to hire. You're a legitimate person. You've been verified, and let's get on with it.
Okay, cool. All right. Cool. All right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll do the verification. Once this bit is done, I'll do the verification. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good to go.
Okay, so you verified your email, verified your phone number. You need to add a billing method. That will be your way of verifying you. Okay. So I'll let you go through this and just pause the recording and pause the video. Just if there's any private items you want to share, it won't be recorded. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll jump back with you very shortly. Okay.
All right. Cool. I started.
Okay. So that's no problem. So you've gone through the process of just issuing your identification to them. They're going to do a manual review process because they couldn't verify you instantly, and which is fine, which is absolutely fine. So as that's going on, the whole idea is if there's any other things that's necessary for you to complete your profile in terms of building out who are you, because again, you're not trying to do this as a one-off hiring for people. This is something that, if done well, it creates that sense of credibility that people who want to be hired by you feel safe knowing that you're not going to scam them and run away or leave them a bad review or something like that. But they want to know that, okay, you're in it for the long run. So pretty much there isn't a lot you need to do until you start to hire somebody. Okay, then all the transaction aspects will go along. If you've not added a billing method, it probably will be a good time to add it, but you can also add it at the point of hiring someone. But I tend to want to have the billing methods there already, so that if I have a conversation with someone right now over Zoom and I'm happy with them, even during the call, I'll hire them right there and then, so that I know I've now given the work over to someone to get started, so I could take my wife out on a date. That's peace of mind. They know all they need to know to get started. It's not let's get off the call and it's taking me 1 hour to verify my banking method or something like that, or this or that. You want as much friction as possible to get the person, because some person's bandwidth might be this weekend because maybe they work a 9-to-5 job and they want to make extra money on the weekend. So if they're good enough, why not hire them immediately?
Yeah, and their time to go is now, really.
Exactly. Yeah. So then you get the best of both worlds, which is they want to get started right now. They know exactly what it needs. You want the job done as quickly as possible. So come Monday, you're set. Job done. Yeah.
Okay.
So, again, as I said, the 2 steps I'll leave you with before we have to wrap up this call is: number 1, add your billing method. Number 2, if there's anything that asks you regarding verification, please go ahead and do it. But I think ideally they're just saying manual review. They're going to review to check it legit. And I'll give you a bonus one: invite more people.
Yeah.
Right? If you haven't already received anyone, that's okay. Invite more people. Sometimes, depending on what the job is, it's so common. There's a lot of people available to do it. Yeah. So have a look. Let's have a look at the job post again. Let's see if it's drawn anyone's attention so far. To try and do. That's it. Over the jobs, all your job posts, there's only one anyway. Okay, let's open it up. Okay, so at the moment there's no proposals, but go ahead. Okay, so at the moment, again, because of the nature of the work, sometimes you need to do a little bit more work just to find the type of freelancers you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. So you may have to put into a search something technical writing or something like, so that you're not just looking at people who are talking about blog writing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So that might be what you might want to do. But essentially, I find that it will suggest to you people who thinks are the better people you can look at. It doesn't mean it's 100% accurate. It might be that, nah, this person's too much like this or that or whichever. Or you could still go ahead and invite more people. Okay? So
Yeah.
let's go downstairs. Sorry, go down a little bit more. Let's see if it gives you a chance to invite more. Okay. All right. I could see that it's not giving you an option to invite at the moment. It could be that they're just trying to verify you first.
Right. Okay.
Okay, because you've initiated the process of verifying me to check I'm legitimate, right? And and as well, as I said to you, when you are verified, it does attract people a little bit more to want to look at your posts,
Right.
because there's a filter, right? When people are searching for jobs, where it says show me verified payers. So that means you are currently coming up as not verified. So
Right.
to a lot of people who are using that, you won't come up on their search. They could be the ideal people you need to see, but
Right.
they won't see you because they don't want to waste time with time wasters, right? Unfortunately,
Yep.
you have people who are here to waste your time and you don't want them. Okay, so the post is closed and no longer setting the proposal. Did you close it or did they close it?
I
Let's
didn't.
look at what's
Let's
that?
go back. I just spotted that at the same time as you. Thought, hang on a second. Right,
Okay,
so
let's have a look. View job posts. What is good for us to see? Okay, the job is no longer available. Goes down. Let's down. Let's down. It's good we've got a problem because it means that we can resolve the problem. Go down. Okay. Go up.
it's interesting,
Okay.
isn't it?
Payment not verified. Okay. View posting. Let's look at view posting. Top right hand corner. Okay. Okay. All right. So, what it looks to me is that they probably want some kind of a bit more details about you in terms of just to make sure you're compliant. It could be because of the nature of what you're asking for in your jobs, which is absolutely fine because if you're a legitimate person, you can supply whatever they need, right? As
Yeah.
a business, okay? So let's look at some of those triggers, those yellow things that they've given. If there's anything that they're asking you to complete as a profile, as an employer, let's go ahead and actually start to look through those one by one and just to, you know, make sure that that's done. Okay, click on where it says update your tax information, even if you've got no tax ID. Let's just click on that because that will give us the profile information for you. Okay, so this is the section about settings and about you as a business owner and so on and so forth. So if there's anything that if you look through one by one on the left tab, okay,
Yeah.
that needs to get completed,
Yeah.
go ahead and just look through them. Okay, I'd say start from the very top where it says my info, right? Because what they do is this, that they have, as I said, 4 billion or so gets transacted. They're not poor of people who are seeing this as a great platform, but what they want is quality.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I would say go through it from the very top where it says my info on the very left hand section in the settings, and make sure that you are answering all their questions. I'm going to pause the recording while you kind of do that, and I've got to just quickly prepare something, and then I'm going to jump back in about 5 minutes. Okay,
Yeah. No worries.
cool. All right, I set it as a default. Obviously if it's annoying, then you can then start to tweak it, but effectively you want to know when someone's at least responded or asked a question or anything like that regarding your job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering, the difference between all activity and important activity, where it talks about one-to-one messages. interview rules and that sort of thing.
I'd say keep it as is. Keep it as all activity for now. If it's a nuisance, then we can look at tweaking that. But I could say probably it's not going to be a nuisance. It's going to be relevant stuff. Anyway.
There's only me, so that's irrelevant as well. Done the tax information.
Okay.
Don't know what comes up with connected services. Oh, okay, fine.
Great.
Fine.
Okay. So you've gone through all those my info areas, yeah?
That's right. Yeah. So that's all done and dusted now.
Okay. So just click on the top right hand corner where it says your profile. I just want to check if there isn't anything outstanding there. Top right hand corner with a circle. Okay. Okay. All right. You see where it says there's a bell? There's a bell icon. Can you click on that so we can see notification? Okay. Verification identity requests. Okay. That's all fine. Okay. That's fine. So yeah, because you're new, okay, that's a good chance that maybe as when they verify you because you submitted all of that,
yeah,
then it can all happen. So show us a government issued ID. Did you do that as well?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting. Okay.
So you've done the appear on camera, but it seems like they've not seen your government issued ID.
Yeah, I'll go back into it.
I would say if you have to do it twice rather than be waiting on them and find out, oh, the first one didn't get delivered or what one reason or the other. You want that to be green.
Yeah, it was before. That's what's strange. It was green and it's gone yellow. So
okay.
I'm gonna go.
What did you give him? A driving license or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, let's see.
Yeah. Okay. So what did their email confirmation say to you? I just want to check that they have acknowledged they've received your government issued ID or something like that, and they're just manually verifying it.
They haven't sent me anything about the everything else. I've got emails about everything else, security questions and all that sort of thing. But,
okay. I'd say it's probably worth just doing that one more time, only because, like I said, once we get past this hurdle of setup, you're good to go. Your post can go live. It seems like your post is paused. That's why, of course, we're not receiving any bids. But I was hoping that had it been all verified and everything, we should actually see people responding, and then you can see the method of actually getting back to them and asking certain questions, and maybe even say, hey, let's hop on a Zoom call. They would sometimes even invite you and say, can we jump on a Zoom call just so I can have complete clarity, right, on that. Because remember this, the essence of this is if you hire well, you get someone good, you are laughing.
Yeah.
You are absolutely laughing, because you could keep sending work their way. They'll be thanking you for the privilege, right? And you'll be resting far better.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay, so now it says it's verified.
Fantastic. You verify identity. Good. Okay, so you see now you have that blue tick that shows you're verified amongst when people are seeing your profile. So now let's go back to the job advert again. That's great. So they literally just did it now manually whilst we were on. So let's go back to it. It says it's closed. Top right hand corner. Sorry, where it says the 3 dots. I just want to check what 3 dots it says there. View job posting.
So strange.
Okay, that's good there. Payment verified, phone number verified. Okay, put it this way. Let's do this again. That now you have actually just say reuse posted. Reuse.
I'm just curious. I haven't somehow managed to hire somebody without realizing.
What's that, sir?
So I just thought, let me just make sure I haven't managed to hire somebody without realizing.
Oh no. You will see, to hire someone, they're gonna make you pay. You've not had to pay nothing, so please don't worry about that. But go back to that same job post. We're going to reuse that same job post.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
Okay, post this job. Because everything stays the same, right? Your question stays the same, right?
yeah.
Just check quickly if there's anything you want to edit before you post the job live.
Okay. It's all the same.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's all the same location, same visibility. Just tick that so we could just check that that's all good. Yep, all the way down.
Yes, so those are there.
That's a great benefit of this. Sometimes you might have to do the same kind of project, you want to rehire, make some small tweaks. Great, copy and paste. It does it for you. That looks good. It looks exactly the same. Let's go down. Job post preferences. Go down, please, where it says job post preferences.
What is job success score? 80% and up.
Okay, do you know what that means? I can explain. Sometimes some people do a job and either they don't do it incredibly well all the way to completion. So someone might rate you and not rate you 5-star and rate you 4-star, or rate you 4.5 star, or rate you 3.5 star, depending on how they feel the project went. So you want to protect your job success score as a freelancer to have a very high reputation, right? But if someone's got 20% job success score, what does that make you think?
I mean, it could. Either it means that they're either they're not as good as they think they are, or perhaps they're learning, they're training, and they're developing their skills.
Correct, but it also says that you've accepted jobs and you've not done them well.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's no reason for you to say, yes, I could do a job, and you keep failing job after job after job after job after job.
Yeah.
That means you're not really as qualified as you said you were. Right? So essentially, you need to have a cut-off point as an employer. You're not dealing with people who are not caring about how they show up and how they complete something. You're serious about this. You want to get on with it. If you're looking for an apprentice, that's different.
Yeah.
Looking for an apprentice who's got zero skills. You're looking for someone with skill. You're willing to part with some money. Let's get it done quickly. And if you're good enough, I might have to double what you're paying and give you a bonus so we can make it happen quicker. That's the essence of it. So let's go all the way down. I would probably say, for now, just put any job success score. Okay, simply because we want to attract, a bigger pool of people, and then start shortlisting, or even start fine tuning. Says I'm not looking for anyone under 80%. Right? Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up job post preferences. Okay, now
there's no options that these options weren't here before.
Correct, because you're now verified. They've expanded what you can do, because some people post jobs and they're rogues,
right? Okay,
and they're brand new. So now they've opened it up to you. I would say select only Upwork users. We're not looking for this to be published to the whole entire world. It's just Upwork users. The second one, where it says boost your jobs visibility, untick where it says tell me how I can reach more freelancers. We don't want to do that. Untick that. Let's post this job. All it is they'll charge you extra to boost your jobs. For a $30 job, there's no point. If it's a $5,000 job and you want the best of the best, pay for that job, attract better talent, attract experts who will willingly bid for that, but not for a $30 job. All right? Okay. So now people are going to start seeing it. It's now going to go live. The job has gone live. You can see it there. They've mentioned it to you. Congratulations, your job post is live. Invite top talents fast before they are booked. So now you can start to look at people that you can invite to the job. Okay, so look through this, see anyone that you think that, you know what, let's give them a chance, let's get them to look. It might be good that you just tell 10 people, have a look at my job post, and out of those 10 people, only 3 will accept it. That's better than 0, right? But then the algorithm will start to pump out and show different people your new job post, your new job post, new job post. Remember, dependent on the type of work you're asking for and the specifics, you may not find a large pool of people based on it, right? Yeah. But if you're asking for something that no big fat qualifications needed, you're going to get 1,000 people apply so quickly.
Yeah.
right? Not exactly 1,000, but the idea is a high amount of people will respond. But you're asking for certain things like party walls. Some of those people might be a good writer, but they will have no clue about party walls. So
Yeah,
although
yeah,
they're a good technical writer, they're not technical writer in that specific arena. So they might say, I'm sorry, I can't even answer this first question. Because that's a stumbling block for me.
yeah.
Right? So that's just to show you an experience. So what I think is probably best, we're gonna have to pause because I've got to prepare for another call I'm going to have very shortly. But
Oh
I'd
yes.
say stay on this platform, start inviting people, right? Look to invite at least 10 people, right? You can actually have an interview with someone possibly today, explain even better, let them take any questions from you,
Mm.
and then say, let's go. Let's get started. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you got
All
any
right.
questions for me before we go? Something I could clarify for you?
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, if you've got any, message me. I'll come back to you as quickly as possible. Okay.
All right, cool.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and see you again.
I appreciate your time, Emmanuel. Thank you very much, and
All right.
have a good evening.
You too. Thanks, Jay.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.